Breaking news, we are just minutes away from the start of a Senate hearing with the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Senators expected to question the agency's director to get a sense of how the coronavirus has impacted workers. Joining me now, Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner, part of the Banking Committee, which is also holding this hearing. Senator, what needs to be done to help these workers? We know it's something, but what's your plan?
Well, Stephanie, first of all, we need to take a deep breath and a step back and recognize that the traditional tools, an interest rate cut, some kind of general stimulus where we give everybody X amount of money, targeted tax cuts, or for that matter, the idea of what the president's proposing, a payroll tax cut, isn't going to help workers who've been furloughed or lost their jobs. So what we ought to be focusing on are two universes. Those individuals who, by direction or by the fact that they've got the illness, have to self-quarantine. No one should lose their job, lose their pay. There also needs to be flexibility if your kid's school is closed to deal with those kind of life issues. And then we ought to put real focus as well on those industries, retail, restaurant, airline, hotel, who are going to get hit even if they're not quarantined. So for example, if there was targeted tax relief to any of those industries, that tax relief has to be a pass-through so that the dollars actually go to the workers, not just to shore up the corporate bottom line. For small businesses, we need some, in a sense, regulatory relief for the banks to be able to let things slide a little bit on payments. That's going to require the regulators working with them. And for folks who are self-quarantining, I think we may need to be able to use, and there needs to be a chip in from both the employer and potentially from the public. One idea that I'm looking into is, can we use the unemployment insurance, which has been, those dollars have been stacking up. We've had low unemployment. Those funds are already there. Waive the 7-day requirement before you go on parts of unemployment if you are quarantined or if it looks like you might be furloughed because of those quarantines, and make sure we get the dollars to the workers and families that are being affected. Would
declaring a national emergency help free up funds to help those individuals and businesses that are in trouble?
Truth is, I'm not 100% sure on that. I worry with this administration, where there's not a lot of confidence that they are going to play this straight. We've not seen them play straight on the healthcare end. My feeling is this payroll tax cut seems to be a quickie, traditional response, not something that's been thought through. If there are abilities to have flexibility within a national emergency, I'm open to that, but it's got to be with a willingness to work with both parties in Congress so that we don't end up with something that is simply, again, a presidential campaign tactic. You got to wonder, when an American president goes to CDC with a national virus and wears a campaign hat at that trip, whether we can take this administration's efforts seriously or believe they're fully independent.
Well, in a time of emergency, you'd hope that leaders can come together.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.